Well, hello, and I'm glad that you're here. Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting subject with regard to your goals and targets and planning your activity for the month that you're about to embark on. And as part of the 100K Club, what we're trying to accomplish here is provide tools and information that will make your job of achieving your goals much easier. And what I've created is a document called Goals and Targets. And in this video, we're going to go over that entire document so that you can see what it is, how you utilize it to help you develop your production for the month. So let me share that with you right now and we'll get underway. Okay, goals and targets. Now, this is a document you fill out online. It's pretty much automatic, but I want to go over all the parts of it so that you get familiar with it. And when it gets sent to you or when you download it from daverolf.com, then you have a good idea. Now, like anything that you get, you want to go over and review the entire document first to make sure that you become familiar with all the various sections and what information is going to be provided. This is an activity that I did each and every month, either near the very end of the month or at the very beginning of the month, to set up what I was going to do that month. And it's a very important activity. And again, you'll see why and what happens as a result of doing it. So obviously, the first thing you're going to do is put in your name, your phone number, and your email. And the reason is this document, once you've finished it, you're going to submit it. It's going to come back to me, and I'm going to get a summary of all your activities. And this will allow me to help work with you. And I will have the information that you put down, so it'll make our discussions much more effective. Now, instructions on how to use this form. Each box or item has instructions. So what you do is simply click on the question mark. So down here, you'll see a question mark and then a box pops up with the information or instruction for that box. Use the sections that apply to your situation, for ranking or desired goals for the month, etc. And of course, before you start to fill out this form, please review the entire form and get familiar with all of the sections that may apply to your specific needs. What we're going to do today is do that, review it, and then come back and fill it in and create an example of what this form does. And the purpose of this form is to allow you to focus on what you need to do to get what you want and to provide you with a document that you can review and then a document that we can evaluate. And then when you're finished and you have made a copy of it for your records, then it'll be sent to me and I will have a copy, and that'll help us succeed. We put in the production month, the number of days that you have available, your current rank, if you've got a goal for a new rank, what that is. Your retail income goal, what you want to make for on your retail activity, your personal group rebate goal, what you want to make from your existing personal group directs or executives. And if you're a silver and above and you have leaders underneath you, then what's your leadership bonus goal? Then we get into the special incentives. And the special incentives are, all the awards, which award are you going after? And you'll see that momentarily. And then your total income goal for the month, and then how many new consultants do you want to sponsor? Now, in this next note, if you are a direct working on going to executive, there is a special section that you'll see very shortly, building your business to reach executive. So you could basically go right there at the beginning. And if you're an executive and working towards silver, then there's a section for that you can go directly to and fill out all those things. But you can fill them all out and see the various examples, and you can actually put in any numbers you want and get an idea of what you need to do. It's a very interesting form. So let's first talk about retail activity. In this section, you can figure out what you need to make your retail profits and rebates based on the goals that you set at the top. So at the top, you put in your retail goal and your rebate goal, and then you now have an area that you can get very specific with. Now, the first thing you do is you list all the retail prospects and the dollar amount of the sale that you're trying to get with them, if there is one associated with it. If not, don't worry about it. You can estimate that. Then you add up all that volume to get a total that you have working. So you see here, total working retail volume. And you'll see when we fill out this form how that works. And then next, click on the calculate tabs. Calculate retail profit goal, calculate required volume to reach the goal, calculate your projected retail CV, calculate your working total, calculate the volume needed to reach your goal, and then it'll give you your executive rebate. If you were an executive, it'll give you your silver rebate if you're being paid as a silver. Then you put in the number of orders that you're going to go after. Then it'll calculate the average amount per customer. And then this is finally followed by planning my retail activities. And here you would actually write down the details of what you're going to do to go after that. And you'll see when we fill out the form what that looks like and how that works. And that's the basic idea on the retail activity. Next section is your sponsoring activities. And this is an activity that in the beginning is a must when you're trying to build your organization to get started. And like retail or anything else, this needs to be planned in order to get results. So you start off by listing out those you want to contact and introduce to the business, and then create your plans on how you plan on moving forward with each one of them. It's the name them, want them, go get them idea. And if you are a direct, you can also go to the building to executive section and work out the details there as well. You'll see that coming forward. So here you put down your potential prospects and the number of new consultants you want to go after, and then your planning activities would go in that box. All right. Now, this is one of those areas that's been very confusing for a lot of people, and so we're going to make this real simple, and that's your group rebates. Now, there are many ways to earn a rebate, and it all depends on your rank and the rank of the consultant you are earning a rebate on. So as an executive, you earn 10% on any new consultants up to when they reach executive. And as a silver, you earn 20% on any consultant up to the executive rank, and then 10% from executive to silver. So for this section, you can calculate both a 10% or a 20% rebate. And depending on your rank, you will fill in the appropriate sections. You follow the same process of listing out the consultants, either directs or executives, and then the amount that has been targeted for them. Add up the total potential volume and place it in the box next to the list. And when you click on the calculate tabs, they will provide the results so that you can see what needs to be done when you finish the entire form. So the tabulations will not happen until we get to the very end. So when you're doing it, if nothing shows up, don't worry about it. If something does, don't worry about that either. I'll explain it as we go down here. So let's start off with you're a silver and you have your group rebates as a silver consultant. So in your organization, you probably have some directs. So you would list out the directs you have, the targeted volume for those directs, and then the appropriate CV volume that would be corresponding to this other volume, and then what your 20% rebate would be. And then again, you get into your planning. So then you take those names and you plan out the activities that you're going to do to make sure that that gets done. Then you have the executives in your organization, and you do the same thing. You list out the executives, what their volume is, and then press all the calculate tabs, okay? And then at the end, it will populate and you'll see the results, and then of course, put in your planning activities. Now, what you're also going to see as we do this, we're going to go get it done, put in information, see the summary, go back, look at the results so that you can add in information many times as you're doing this form, as you see the results that you wanted, will stimulate your planning activities to how you're going to get things done. Now, let's say you're an executive, and so you want to look at your group rebates that you could earn as an exec, and you earn 10% on any directs in your organization. So again, you know, you're going to list your directs that you have, and you're going to put the volume that's been targeted. You're going to see the CV that is, you know, that's how you earn on the CV. Now, I'm in the CV area, just as another note here, I'm using an average calculation. It may be higher or lower depending on the product mix that's sold, but this is just to give you some ideas and you know, put some more meaning behind what you do and more understanding. And then this will calculate out your 10% group rebate. Here's the goal that you set at the beginning, and then this will tell you if you have enough or if you need more. And the nice thing about this, then you can go to the planning section and plan out your activities to how you get this accomplished. Now, let's say you're a silver and you have silvers underneath you and you have leadership bonus income potential. And again, this is another area that's very important, that, you know, just because you have a leader underneath you, a silver or above, doesn't mean that your job is done. And so, you know, leadership bonuses are earned when your consultants reach silver and above and develop their businesses. So the key to this area is the depth in any leg you're working on. And from your position, this is an area that you definitely want to plan and strategize. And this section allows you to name the leaders in your organization and their goals, volume-wise, and gives you the opportunity to control and create the results that you want. So again, same kind of procedure. List the leaders in your organization that are silver and above and their targeted volume that they're going after for the month. And I'm assuming that you're in good communication and they're giving you an idea, and hopefully they're also on this form so you guys can work back and forth, and it'll make this job much easier. You'll get your targeted organizational volume that you've got planned out from this list of leaders, and then the projected CV, and you know, your the amount of organizational volume that has been set. Then you put in your goal that you had for what you want to earn from leadership bonuses. Now, then you can calculate out where you stand. Do you have enough working, or do you need to add more to it? And the whole idea here is not so much what you have, that's important, but what do you need to do to make sure you reach your goal? And then you can then break out each individual and set out your plans and activities for each one of them of what you want to do. Okay, special incentives. When you click on this, the question marks, you're going to see all the special incentives listed. So I'll click on one here. It's advanced to executive within the first 3 months and sign up, or within the first 2 to 4 months for those that signed up late in the month. And this is the $99 Niken Rewards point bonus. And so it just explains what it is. If that's what you're going after, then you would just write that number in there. Or let's say it's the Entrepreneurs Club, and again, that's a $300 cash bonus. Or maybe it's the Paragon Award, and that's a $1,000 cash bonus. And then if it's the Pinnacle, that's a $2,500 cash bonus plus a luxury cruise. And then, of course, there's Team Kaizen, if that's what you're going after. And, of course, as we move into 2019, my understanding is most of these bonuses are going to be the same. If they are going to be tweaked, well, then we'll just change the form. And then, again, here you do your planning to earn any special incentive. And then the next section is your events section. And, again, here you want to write down all the events that you know that exist that you're going to participate in, that's going to help you create the results that you want to do. So again, planning is important. You know, at the beginning you see this is the month, and for what we're starting with, it's the month of January. Whatever month you see this in, it'll be that month. And then you look at the events that you know of, you put them down here, you put them on your calendar, and you're much more organized. And that's a very important thing in building this business. Now, as mentioned earlier, there's two special sections, one building to executive and one building to silver. As we progress down the line, we'll have the building to gold, the building to platinum, the building to diamond. We'll put them all in, but for right now, we're starting with these two specifically. So again, Here is the requirement from the NECAN policies and procedures of what you need to do to get to the level of executive from direct. And again, you can use part of what was above, or you can use this specifically. You can just come right here. Again, you type in your prospective new consultants, you type in your retail activity, potential volume. This will tell you what the total is so that you can see if you've got enough working to get to your job of reaching the level of executive, which is those 1,500 points. And then you've got your activities list down here, and this is where you would plan out both your sponsoring activities and your retail activities. Now, if I were just a direct and I was, or if I was, I was a direct and I was going to executive, this is all the information that I pretty much need. Maybe I might do a little bit more on the retail side of it, but I'm not going to earn a rebate, so I'm not going to worry about that aspect. So I'm going to go to the end of the form and read the special instructions, because that's it for what I want to do. If I'm an executive going to silver, which is the next section, the same thing would apply. Okay, but in this section, it's a little bit more detailed. You've got more activity. You put your name in here, the date you're going to go silver, your retail activity and potential volume. And then now we've got your different legs, leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. You put in the name of the person that was in those 3, and then their activity, who have they got working? Because you should be on top of that person and have an idea of who they're working with, so you can help with, ABCs and 3-ways and all that sort of stuff. And then again, the volume that's associated with what you've got planned. Now, in going silver or going executive, we know it's a multiple month opportunity. So if you have a previous month's volume that you can put down, you put that you've already done, you put that there. And then this will calculate what you got working for this month. And this will show you if it's plus or minus, this to the goal of 6,000. And then again, you get into your planning activities of, okay, now you've identified what you got working, what you need. You can focus your attention on the right areas and create your plans. And again, if this is the end and you're just doing this to go, from executive to silver, then pretty much this is the only thing you need to focus on. And again, it's just to give you the ideas of what you need to do. Now, here's the special instructions. Now, click on continue and you will go to a summary page. Now, which will give you a summary of what you need to reach your goals. And this form was pre-created by FormSite, and so it doesn't have what I really wanted it to say. It's a sales order. So ignore the sales order and ignore the total, because those are meaningless. The idea is so you can see the various activities in one sheet. And, you can print that off and you'll have that as a record, and you can make notes on it and so on and so forth. And we'll do an example so that you get to see how this works. It's a lot of fun. And then you would then click, once you've printed off that form, which you will see coming up, then you go back and then you'll come back to this and you can add or take out information. You can tweak it any which way you want. And then again, press continue. And I'll show you how that works. So then let's press continue. So continue then gives me this order summary. So it shows my retail profit goal, my required retail volume to reach that goal, projected retail CV, working retail total. And these are all just coming from that other form. So they're going to come in a summary all the way down. And again, you'll see down here, order total. What it's doing is adding up all these numbers in the end, which is totally irrelevant. You don't worry about that. I'm going to call the company and see if we can create a specific form for this. But right now, I wanted to get this out because this will help you as we're starting 2019. We want to get going on it. Okay, so once that's done, then before you move forward, we got to move backwards. So we're going to go back again. And this time what happens is all the calculating tabs will have put in the right information. So you'll get to see all the answers. Now, as we're going to do this in earnest and put in all the information, so you'll see how this works. And then again, when that's all done and you're tweaked and you got all your information, then you press continue. You'd see a summary of everything, and then you would press confirm order. All right. And when you press confirm order, it's going to send it to me, and I'm going to get a summary copy and a copy of the report. Now, you will have already printed this off for yourself, and you know, you've got your hard copy file where you've got your plans for your month and where you're going to go. And then also, if for any reason you lose that or miss that, you can just email me, and then I can send you the copy, and you'll be able to have that on the internet as well. All right, so let's go back and let's now fill out the form so that you can see how it works. Now, a lot of the information is pre-populated because I've been playing with this and having some fun, so it'll be easier. You may have to type in the information, obviously, the first couple of times, but I want you to see how it works and what you get as a result of it. So the first thing here is I'm going to put in my name, all right, and then I'm going to put in my phone number, and then I'm going to put in my email address. All right, that's done. Now I'm going to go down and click on the month, and so it's the production month of January, and so we have 31 days in January to do my job. And the reason why I want to know that is I want to see, you know, in part of my planning, you know, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, whatever the case may be, when I'm going to do things, just to give me an idea. It doesn't play any other role other than just to give me an idea of how much time I actually do have. Now I'm going to pretend that I am a silver, so that's my current rank. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to be shooting for gold. That's my next rank, and put that there. And then I'm going to play around with some figures. So retail income goal, I want to make 300 in retail. Okay, my personal rebate goal is I'm looking to make also $300. And my leadership bonus income, I'm planning on making, let's go $600. All right, special incentive, I want to do the Entrepreneurs Club, okay? And my income, total income goal is going to be adding up all of these. So I got 300, 300, 600, another 600 is 1,200. So it's a total of $1,500. That's my total income goal. So that's, I'm now sitting down and saying, okay, this is what I would like to do for the month of January. And I want to sponsor one new person to add to my organization and structure. Now, I'm silver, so I'm going to now go to the next step, which is the retail activity, and determine what I've got going for retail. So my first section is I got a guy by the name of Bob, and he's looking at some products, and I think the estimated value of that order is $260. And then I also have Dave, and Dave wants the Kinko ground, and that's $125. And then I've got, let's see, who else do I have here? Oh, I got Sally, and she's going to get a water pack. All right. So now I've listed those three in here. So we've got $5, $6, $8, $885 in total working volume. So I'm going to write that down, $885. And that's my, what I've got, that's my retail volume that I have working. Now, we know what I make, you make in retail, you make that 20%. So I'm going to press the calculate this, calculate the volume to reach the goal, calculate the projected CV, and then I'm going to calculate here, and that's going to show that. And then I'm going to, what do I need to reach my goal? Okay, so it hasn't filled in all the information yet. Don't worry about that. It will at the end. Then I'm going to calculate out my rebate as an exec and a rebate as silver. Number of orders, I've got 3. Okay, and then this will calculate the average. Now I've got to get into my plan. So I've got 3 folks. So first of all, Bob, and he, I'm going to meet with Bob, meet him on January 4th to get order. Now, you may have more details on this. You may have other things that you need to do, but you just type them in there so you give yourself the order and the instruction of what needs to be done. Dave, I need to call and get order because he's already told me that he wants that product. So it's just call them up, get the order, place it. And then Sally, she wants the water pack. So I'm going to call her up, call and set appointment. That kind of thing. So now you've got your instructions. You've looked at what you need to do, all right, and you put that in on your plan so that when this gets printed out, you've already got it done. All you have to do is review it. Oh yeah, I got to see Sally. Now you can place that in your calendar. You can create your daily battle plan, what you need to do every day to get your goal done, and you'll now know and have an idea of the kind of money that you're going to make, and it takes away a little bit of the angst of the activities that you're doing. Because you can, again, success in this business is planned activities. That's all it is. You plan the activities, go do it. All right, so now we get into the next section, and sponsoring activities. So I have a guy, his name's Fred, and I've been talking to him, and he wants to talk about, building this business. So set appointment, set appointment with Fred and sign up. Okay. So again, we all get into this. We have people we've been talking to, whatever, you can list out many of the people that you're working with, but again, it's to identify what you have working so you can then put that in your calendar and have actual things that you do to get the results. Okay, so now we're going to get into the group rebates. So I'm a silver. I do have some directs. I have a couple of directs in my business. So I've got Frank, and I want to get him up to executive. I have another one here, and that's Sam, and he needs 500 to get to an executive. And then I have another one here, and that's George, and he needs $1,200. So I've got these guys listed. So there's Frank, Sam, and George. So we have now the targeted personal directs volume. So we got 1,200. 2,700 and $3,200. So I have $3,200 in volume that's coming from directs. So I'm going to calculate out what that CV would be, and then I'm going to calculate out what my personal rebate would be. So this will then tell you, if I get these guys, what that's worth to me if I get this job done. And again, I'm going to come down here and put in an instruction for what I'm going to do with Frank, and what I'm going to do with Sam, and what I'm going to do with George. All right, you get the idea now of how this works, so we can shortcut it for this, but this is your planning, because what's going to happen is you're going to get this printed out at the end, and it's going to have all your instructions of what you need to do, so you're all set for the month. All you have to do is just follow your plan, and you'll get the, get the results. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the execs I have in my organization. And I have a few. I have Ben, and he needs $3,500 to get to silver, okay? So I'm going to put him down, and then I've got, who else do I have here? I've got John. He needs $2,500 to get to silver. And then I have, I think, one more. Yeah, I have Henry, and he needs $2,000 to get to silver. So if all that volume were accomplished, I'd have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I'd have $8,000 worth of volume, all right, that I'm now going to earn a rebate on, and this is awesome. So I'm going to calculate the CV, and then I'm going to calculate a 10% rebate because they're executive, all right, and I'm a silver, so we make the difference between silver and executive, so I'll calculate that. Now this will calculate the total rebates that potentially I'm going to earn from both the directs and the execs. This was the goal that I had set to earn at the beginning of this, and then this is going to tell me if I'm got more or less of what I need, and then I'm going to come back down here, and then I'm going to plan out the activities for Ben, for John, and for Henry. All right, pretty simple. And then, of course, details. Now, this doesn't apply to me. I'm not going to do the group rebates as an executive because that's not me. And leadership turn, leadership bonuses. I have one leader in my organization. I have one silver in my organization, and that's Bob. And he's looking to do about 10,000 points. So I'm going to, calculate out based on my target of what I wanted to earn. Targeted organizational volume is 10,000. My goal was to earn $600 in leadership bonuses. This will tell me what this 10,000 will do, and this will tell me if I'm plus or minus. Have I got enough for my goal, or do I have less? And then again, I can now write down what I'm going to do. So help Bob do 10K, you know, and that might be, you know, with a launch, you know, wellness previews, you know, you just, whatever the activities you got, you working out with that person, you list them out so you can put them in your calendar, and then you've got your prediction in and know where you're going to go. Now, here we go to the special incentive. So what special incentive are you going after? Is it the Power Start, the Entrepreneurs Club, Paragon, Pinnacle, or Team Kaizen? And again, like anything else, you plan out the activity, you can get the job done. So earlier on, we did this already, and I picked the Entrepreneurs Club, so I'm going to put down that $300. And in each of the tabs, you get a description of what each one is so that you can see what's happening. And then again, you write down, okay, let's talk Ben and others to silver, and, you know, generate 6,000 and win incentive, whatever. You know, it's just, this is, you know, make this fun and exciting. It's a game. All right. Now, your event section, this is next. And of course, you want to list out all the events that you have working and what you need to do to get the job done. So attend the 100K club calls, wellness preview on Wednesday night at 6, you know, p.m. Saturday training, launch party, you know, with Ben, whatever. So it's to give you an identification of the activities and the events that are coming up. Again, transpose those onto your calendar so you can see when they're coming up. But again, it's just planning, okay? Planned activities, great results. Now, as I said earlier on that, there are 2 special sections: building your business to reach executive. And again, if that's what your goal was, you would fill out this section and it would tell you what to do. And building your business to reach silver. And again, you'd fill that out with all the appropriate information, just like anything else, et cetera, et cetera. So now we've entered our information. Now we're going to press continue. Oh, and we have some numbers here. So all the information we put in is now listed. So our retail profit goal was 300, and the required volume to reach that goal is 1,500. All right. So that tells you what now your projected retail CV is 900 based on that. And your working retail total is $885. So all you have working right now is 885 towards this 1,500. So you need 615 more. So when we go back, you can make a note of this and then put in the instructions and the planning, need to find more retail customers, okay? I think that makes sense to you. And this will show you what your projected, you know, executive rebate is. You're a silver in this example, so your rebate, if you did this so far, is $180. All right, so you got that. Now your direct CV volume is 1920. So on your group rebate part, okay, as a silver, you'd make $384 on your directs, and you'd make about $480 on your executives. So you have a total silver rebate of $864 on the production you targeted that you were going to get. Now, the actual result, you'll then now look at the end of the month and you can compare what you did to what you planned, all right? And then your original goal here is you set a goal for this was $300. All right, so you've got way more than you need to reach your goal, but this would be much nicer, this 864 versus 300. Now, you didn't do anything with the executive area because that's not you. ignore that figure. And then your target organizational volume on your silver is 10,000. Your projected CV right now is 6,000 based on what you have targeted. So the potential you've got is 360 and your goal was 600. So you need to add some stuff there, right? All right. So now let's go back. And we now are going to have your form all populated out. Now, I should have said, before you go back here, you could have printed out that form. And I suggest that you do. So let's just do that one more time so that we make sure we get this right. So then we'd go to continue from the time we first filled this out. Now, at this point, we can print this. So in my computer, I've got a tab and I can go down to print and then I can print this form. So I have this form that will be printed out that I can write on or do whatever I need to adjust it, or I can use it to go back and make sure that this form is exactly what I want. So now that the information is populated, you can see all the squares are got information in. You can see your retail and the retail profit and what you have to do and the CV and what you've got working and the volume you need to reach your goal, and then what your rebates are and how many orders, etc. Now you can come down to this area and it says, okay, so after review, add, what is the difference of 615 more in retail activity, and then you can sit down and write out what that's going to be. Okay, and then you can repopulate this, re-add in the information. You can go back up here and add more names. You can play around and adjust this wherever you want to play around and adjust. And again, at the end, just go forward, see the summary, go back, and it'll be repopulated. So it's quite an interesting form to use. Your sponsoring activities, we did that. And then now your group rebates. Okay, so this is the list, this is the total, this is the CV, this is what you would earn. And then again, you could come here, and now this is more than what you wanted, so you might leave this alone, might expand it, do whatever you want. Same thing with your execs, you've got the same information. And again, down here, you can tweak it and do whatever you want to do. You didn't do this form, so there's nothing there because that doesn't apply to you. But if you did do that form, then again, it would have the populated information. Now, your leadership bonus area. So Bob has got 10,000. So there's your organizational volume. The projected CV is 6,000. And what you wanted to earn was 600. But the current, this 6,000 equals 360. So you need 240 more. So again, you could come down here and after review, you could type in get Bob to do 16,000 organizational volume. That's 160, so let's do 16,000 back. Something like that, or do more meetings or break somebody else to silver or help somebody that's already an exec going silver to do more. Again, it just gives you the data to look at so that you can focus your attention where you need to get the results that you want. Special incentive, you got that down. You might want to tweak that. Okay, events, you might want to tweak that to add a few more. But essentially now your form's been all filled out and populated. So now, again, what do? You're going to print this as well. So just go up to your print icon and then print, and it'll print for you the whole 9 yards. All right. So once that's done and you've got your personal copies, now we press again, continue. We'll go back to the summary. If it's been adjusted, you'll have new figures. Then you can reprint that to get your new figures. And then you go to confirm order. Thank you. You have successfully completed a form site form. All right, so now that's it for that in that sense, okay? Now it's going to ask me to log in, so I'm going to go back now and log in and show you exactly what happens here. So we log in. We're into form site. Okay, we've got this form. We're going to go to the edit section. Okay, there's the goals and targets. Now, what I want to look at is the results. So what happens is, oh, there we go. So there's the result, and it's sent this in, and so now I can look at that and get a summary. So what it sends to me is the summary of all your activity. So it's retail profit. So I know you want to do $300, and so I know what that is, and all the pertinent information that is the same as your form, okay? And then the specifics, you know, from all that stuff, I can see who you've got working for your prospects. So when you and I talk, or and if you were doing this with somebody in your organization, when you talk, again, it's like you've got real data to talk about. You know, you don't waste time. It becomes very effective and very efficient. So it's just a summary of everything that you wrote down there, which is great. And by the way, I can email this to you if, you know, for some reason you lose it. So anyway, there it is. That's what's happened. And so I'm going to stop the share here. All right, there we go. So this is a great form. It's going to really help you with your information. Now, I've been playing with this for a couple of weeks now, and I've been doing all kinds of examples for myself to make sure that the calculations work and so on and so forth. So I suggest and recommend you do the same thing. You know, get the link, fill out the form, start planning, and we will then, on our first meeting for the month of every new month, this is what we're going to go over. We're going to go over your form. We're going to fill it out together. You know, we'll be in a group setting, but each person will do that. And then there's your plan for your month. And then at the end of the month, you can do it again and review what actually happened. And, you know, you'll have the ability to, you know, analyze and evaluate your performance, what you need to change, what you need to tweak, and it can be very helpful. So there you go. There's your goals and targets form. Hope you have fun with it. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll talk to you real soon on 100K Club Calls. So for now, have a great day. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.